Hello. Today we're going to do a quick demonstration of how to put together an FSA calibration jig. Now, of the different components of the FSA system, most people find the calibration jig and its assembly to be the most challenging. It's really quite simple. You just got to make sure you have all the pieces and follow the steps to put it together. One of the most important things to do is remember when you're unpacking the calibration jig is to check inside all the shipping material. We often get a call with people looking for components and they're actually packed very carefully inside those cardboard tubes. And if you mistake it for shipping material and throw it out, you've just thrown out your inflator or perhaps your sigmonometer or your pump. So check inside all the packing materials before you dispose of them. So one of the most people find most challenging is how to actually assemble a jig. And inside the box you're going to find what we call slats, and these slats attach to fingers. And it's just a matter of taking the slat and putting it into the finger. This will create the box, so to speak, or the calibration frame that will withhold the pressures while you're calibrating. So that's your calibration frame. You have a calibration bladder. You can see it's clear on one side, black on the other. Makes it very easy to understand. You want to make sure you put the clear side, which is softer and more flexible, down on top of the sensing mat. We'll get to building that sensing or the calibration sandwich, so to speak, in just a minute. You have a little black pouch here. It has tubing inside and it has an aneroid sphygmonometer. Careful not to bounce this. This will throw it out of calibration. So when you use these tubes, one end will go to the sphygmonometer so you can watch the pressures as you're following the instructions on the computer. And the other end will go to will both go to the pipettes. One end goes to the sphygmonometer, one end goes to the pump. And you have a bicycle style pump here with a valve on it that you'll be using to put air into the system. You crack the valve open to deflate the system as you follow the instructions in the computer. To prepare the system for calibration, you take your platens, and you'll notice on the platen itself there's instructions on how to build the calibration frame. This will be the top. You have a bottom platen. To build the assembly, you place that on top of the calibration frame. Then place your seat mat or bed mat. Bed jigs, of course, will be 6 feet long, so you'll have more fingers and slats to work with. And of course, you'll have a platen that's 6 feet long. So place your sensing mat on top of that. Take your inflator. Place your inflator on top of the sensing mat. You want to center the mat underneath it. Then take the other platen, place it on top of the inflator. Of course, you've got your tubing on here now, right? One going to the pump, one going to the sphygmonometer. You take this whole assembly and slide it inside the calibration kit. And if you're doing one mat, a seat mat, this would plug into your A port on your Type 4 interface module, and then of course that's connected to your computer. So once you've actually built the calibration assembly and are ready to start inflating, that's time to get the FSA 4 launched. Best protocol to follow is to power up the interface module, make sure you have a red and green light flashing on the front of it, then launch the software, and that should bring you to the software right away. Go to Tools, Calibration, and follow the instructions for a pressurized calibration. So it's going to take you through the process of pumping up and then deflating several times as you go through the process. It's best, unless you have shop air, which means a compressor or an air reservoir, it's best to probably have two people, one person pumping while the other person is watching the screen and follow the instructions and watching the sphygmonometer. So when it says pressurized to 80 millimeters of mercury, they're watching the sphygmonometer. When you hit 80 millimeters, you click on it precisely at 80 millimeters. The biggest variable in calibration is the operator, or are the operators involved. If you're doing research, you may want to consider an auto-calibrator, which essentially is another black box that goes between the computer and the system, and it will do it automatically. So once you set it up at this point, you have an auto-calibrator attached. You would simply go to calibrations, tell the system you're using the calibration wizard, go to the system, tell it that you're using an auto-calibrator, hit the enter key to start, and walk away. For a bed system, or for a seat mat like this, it would take about 20 minutes to do the calibration. For a bed, it takes about 40 minutes. So I hope that removes the mystery and any fear that you have regarding calibrating the FSA system, and have a good day.